On three, here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right. Oh, they're calling security on us right
Boom.
now. It just got too loud. And everybody's so quiet. They're like, oh, you're so quiet up in here.
There's a lot of people in this room.
There is. How many people are in here? We don't know. What's
Actually,
it like?
yeah.
20-some?
6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 16, 20.
We have 20 people
20
here for a
people.
mobile RAWtalk here in Las Vegas. So why don't I do an introduction? Everything good, Steven?
Everything's good.
I'm going to do the intro, and then we'll get to it. Jared Polin, Fronos, Photo.com. Welcome to RAWtalk episode number 115, which so happens to be the first episode of 2015. And we are here live from Las Vegas. Well, live for the 20 people that are here for the first mobile RAWtalk of the year. Welcome, peoples.
Welcome.
And security is going to come to the door. Well, hey, if security comes to the door, she's
That'll
got
make a good
mace.
show.
She's got mace.
Number
Did you see
13
that?
mace, right?
Yeah, I think
packing.
she's freaky.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's freaky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can tell. You can tell she's got like she'll come up with the handcuffs and she'll be like, "Did somebody order the cop?"
Order the cop.
She's like, "Is this where the party's happening? Because I'm the main course."
Okay.
Or something like that. Anyway, we're calling this live from Las Vegas, the CES edition episode. And I might as well do the first plug of 2015. Do you guys like plugs?
Love them.
Anyway, it's actually a good plug. It's Squarespace. Why am I plugging Squarespace this time? Not only do I love it, I use. How many people here have Squarespace? Did you sign up because of my code and stuff? Oh, that's cool. You like it? I like it, but there's a lot of students. So I actually found out that they do discounts. They do discounts for students. So what you're going to do if you're a student and you want to sign up for Squarespace for a year, you can go to squarespace.com/fro. Then after you do that, that's how it registers that you went there because of me. You will then go to squarespace.com/students. Then you will search for your school, and then you will sign up with your .edu email address to get 50% off the first year. After it's the first year, then you're going to pay the regular price, but it's not bad at what's it, like $10 a month after that?
Something like that.
But it's really important as a student to have the freaking webpage set up
Oh, yeah.
so that you can put your photos there and share it with the world. And I think it's partly a requirement for some schools.
Some
now
schools.
to make sure you have a website.
I think more art schools versus like your traditional four-year school.
Yeah, art schools. That's right. Remember when you had to get on Facebook and you couldn't get on Facebook
Unless you had
early?
a school
Unless you had
EDU address.
I was out of school already. I'm like, I can't get on Facebook. How can I get on Facebook?
My
I don't
high
have
school
any-
my high school email address worked,
Really?
which was like one of the first years I did it. Yeah,
That's weird.
and then they switched it and went public.
That
And
is
now
weird.
Anyone can join, including my grandma, on Facebook.
Is your grandma on Facebook?
It's weird.
Does she like your posts?
She likes every single post that I put up.
No matter what you put up?
Well, I try and keep it PG.
Oh, PG.
PG.
What if I put up a photo from last night when we went out?
Ooh, last night. Yeah.
What happened last night? Nothing. We went out to dinner.
I actually posted that I was at Strip Steak. My mom's like, "Were you at a strip club?"
Yeah, it's called stripped steak.
I'm like, yeah,
Mom.
there were steak stripping everywhere.
No, there's women and they strip off steak. They wear like cow costumes and then they're like, "All right, welcome. Would you like the bone in?" Oh no. Oh no, that wasn't good. That was horrible. I'm sorry. I take it back. I don't really take it back. Why don't we get to CES in a second?
Yes.
I want to talk. I got an email from somebody because I get emails from people all the time. And he's like, "Hi," or she. I don't want to call anybody out. I won't use their name because I don't remember it. But they were like, "All my gear just got stolen today. And I'm doing a GoFundMe to get my gear paid for again." And I asked 2 questions. Did you have insurance? And did you have lens tag? And the answer was no to that. And not to be a dick, but I'm not a big fan of GoFundMes for people to fund them to buy gear. Has anybody done that?
No. I've seen a friend do it, and I don't agree with
It just feels bad. It's like, give me money so I can buy gear. Some people need it, some people have it, but when something gets stolen, I'm like, why didn't you have insurance? Insurance is for what if something happens. He's like, well, I'm very careful with my stuff. It's not about when you're careful. 1, you left it in your car and then they broke your windows. And then 2, you didn't have lens tag, which is free to set up. I have all my stuff on lens tag. So if anything does happen, which I hope it doesn't, they can find it through that. And I have insurance. I use what's called a Marine Midland policy. And through that, I have separate coverage. I've got like lots of thousands of dollars in coverage. I think it cost me $600 a year. Plus, I have $3 million in liability if somebody trips over a light stand or something, or I hit somebody with a monopod, then I'm still covered.
That's good.
So with that being said, since you guys know where our room is, none of you people try to steal our stuff. It's all on lens tag and it's all insured. And we have you all on camera right there.
Our security camera.
All right? Right there. So nobody try anything funny when you're here because the door is locked. So we're here in Las Vegas, wonderful Las Vegas, for CES 2015. Why don't we get to... Well, should we get to the photo news or should I say some other things?
Probably recap photo CES first, right?
You want to recap it?
Yeah.
Okay. Where
And
should
then we'll
we
get
start?
more specific.
What
in the
was your
photo
favorite
news.
thing at CES?
Oh, my favorite thing. Seeing Shaquille.
Shaquille? So we're walking into
That was pretty cool.
South Hall.
South Hall, yeah.
We're walking
level
into
1.
South Hall, and then we hear this thing like, excuse me, where are the white women at?
Deepest voice ever.
Excuse me. And we look up and we're like, oh, it's
Who's this
Shazam.
monster?
I was like, Shazam! Anybody know what Shazam is? Sutter wouldn't know what Shazam is.
Really?
No, he wouldn't know what the movie
I guess
is.
that was like early 90s, right?
Yeah, he wasn't even born yet.
That's true. He wasn't.
He was like, what's Shazam? Only the greatest movie ever, where Shaquille O'Neal plays a genie. I mean, come on.
Best movie ever.
Horrible. Anyway, he's a big dude.
He is, and he was saying, excuse me. That was very polite
No,
of him.
no, he wasn't. No, this is
Yes,
what he
he
was
was. He
doing.
was like, "Excuse
no,
me,
no.
excuse me, excuse
If
me."
you're sitting down, no, the microphone is a regular person. He's up here, and he's like, excuse me. And he was just looking out into the world. He wasn't even looking at people because he thinks he's taller than everybody.
He is taller than
Yeah,
everybody.
no shit. He is. So that was your favorite thing.
I mean, what I can remember
Well,
real quick off the
gear-wise,
top of
was
my
there
head.
anything gear-wise that you liked?
Gear-wise, looking back on it, I don't know. I really don't know. I think when we get in the photo news, I'll probably...
right.
I think the Samsung 1 terabyte SSD that we saw...
Right.
That was literally like... It weighed like a feather. It was crazy.
Yeah, it didn't weigh anything. It was
weighed nothing.
really freaking small.
Yeah.
Well, that was cool. It was your first CES experience.
First CES,
you
yeah.
did Photokina, which is the largest photo show in the world. This is a big-ass show here. What'd you think about it? Like that?
Extremely crowded.
It was
a little
very
too
crowded.
I mean, we waited for the bus at the end for 45 minutes
But
or something
that's
like
okay.
that, which wasn't terrible,
Yeah.
and it's free buses on top of that. But yeah, I think to the point where like covering CES from a production standpoint was very hard because I'm running around with a shoulder rig and everything, and there's millions of people just running into you and bumping into you. And
I may or may not have almost punched somebody in the face
yes,
while being filmed.
with a new product.
With a not announced, no name, no release date product from DJI. It's literally like a it's a sticky thing that you hold, and they take the payload from the
it's like a GoPro stick, kind of.
basically,
But like a
and
mini
but it
handheld.
has the gyros and the 3-way axis gimbal on it.
Yeah.
And some guy, like, you're making videos, and whenever I make a video, people crowd around. They don't give a shit who it is or what you're doing. They think something important is happening, and then they stand there, and then there's always somebody with a camera or a phone that sits there and is like, I'm gonna get a video of what you're doing, and the guy just kept inching his way in closer. So I'm just like, I took the thing and I'm like,
here, we'll do a reenactment. Here's the guy. He's like, oh, you're doing a little road. What is that? Blah, blah.
I'm like, no, I'm talking to him. Hey, how do you like it? You like it in your face? How do you like that up your face? And I was
And I
just
couldn't
like,
see the guy when I was recording because he's not in the frame.
that will make the video.
It will make the video.
That
Maybe on
will.
the blooper reel at the end, but it definitely
I
will make it.
usually don't let that affect me or
You were
bother
pretty
me.
pissed off. It was funny.
I got upset. I was like, leave me alone, man. Please.
That was funny.
Somebody leave Brittany alone.
What was your favorite part?
My favorite product was the best product ever.
I know what it was.
Oh, it sucks. It is the greatest product ever. It's called the Bug Vacuum.
Da-da-da.
That's right. What does it do? Well, it's for ages 4 and up. It is a vacuum that sucks up bugs for kids that want to go suck up bugs. But it's cool because it has a door that you turn the door and it locks the bugs in here. Then you unscrew the lid thing and then you get one of the bug jails, I guess I would call it, or
That's a good way to put it.
concentration camp.
That's another good way to put it.
Too soon, right? Too soon, but no. It's like a concentration because you screw it on the top, the bugs fall into the thing, and the kids look at it and go, oh my God, there's bugs there. And then they try to like light them on fire. Anyway, that was awesome. A bug freaking vacuum.
You find everything at CES. I would have never thought that thing would be there.
Oh, we also found something from Hello Kitty.
Oh yeah, and it it didn't look very good.
No, it was a lava lamp. A mini lava lamp for girls
And it
or
was
boys.
similar to the recent Play-Doh incident.
It was shaped phallically.
Yes.
And it was too hot. So I would be very careful that...
Pretty big too.
All right, we got to move on from that.
Yeah.
Why don't we get on to photo news, Steven? You have a lot of photo news.
I do. Half coverage from CES, I would say, and half just regular news in general.
Which is good.
Yeah, I tried to recap most of the news that we missed from the past 2 weeks, but obviously you're not going to be able to recap
There's
it
one more
all.
thing, Steven. I got to
What's up?
interrupt you.
Again?
First time.
All right.
2015.
That's true.
There was that selfie button thing.
Selfie button thing.
Remember at the end you said I ripped them
to their
face?
What was it called? The Hi-C?
Hi-C.
Hi-C.
That's right. That hot girl was like, it's called the Hi-C.
Because they said it's like the drink.
Right, like the drink.
Yeah.
So it's this button. It's this Bluetooth button that when you have a stick, a GoPro stick,
yeah.
one of those selfie sticks,
Or a tripod
that you could
or
stand
something.
up to 90 feet away. That was their sales pitch.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, you could stand up to 90 feet away and take a selfie. And I'm like, okay, from 90 feet away, somebody's going to walk away with your phone because you're 90 feet away. I'm like, so if you're in a forest, a bear's going to grab it and be like, look at me, take a picture. It's a selfie. I have your selfie stick. Now come and get it. And then I don't think they were too happy that I ripped on their product.
But they did thank you, though, at
They
the
did.
end.
Well, I'm like, somebody's going to think that this is cool that I featured it, and they're going to want to buy the Hissy. Hi-C. Earmuffs.
But it's spelled like hissy, not Hi-C.
Hisy with
Yeah.
a big O in front of it. So I was like, what is this? O Hissy?
There was an O in front of it?
Well, it's part of their logo because it's round like their button.
The logo was pretty cool looking, though, and then like the paint they had on the mural
The
on the
wall,
wall,
yeah.
that was really cool looking too.
There's another brick.
Photo news part. Hackers are reporting that a person's fingerprints can be copied from a simple photo that shows their hand. The hackers, known as the Chaos Computer Club, discussed the finding at a recent convention in Germany. During one of the talks, a hacker named Jan Chrysler, aka Starbug, showed how he recovered the thumbprint of German Defense Minister Ursula von der Leyen using press photos found on the internet.
What's the guy's name again?
Jan Chrysler.
And what's his secret name?
Starbug.
Hello, I'm Jan Kressler, Starbug. 9. Schnell.
Oh my god. Germans definitely hate you.
Germans love me. They're our number 4 readers.
He did this by finding a bunch of photos of the defense minister, where he then used one image to get the initial base fingerprint, followed by using other images to fill in the rest of the fingerprint using different camera angles. The group warns that this could be a serious security risk, obviously, in the near future. So we need to start wearing gloves all the time in every picture we take.
You mean like Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson style.
He was ahead of his time. Propofol.
Cycling team MASH SF, or San Francisco, they created their own line of what they're calling purist water bottles that look like old film canisters. The designs mimic classic film stocks, including Kodachrome, Fuji Velvia, Ilford, HB5, and is it Agfa?
Yeah, you don't know what
Pro
the hell
200?
Agfa is?
I don't.
Dude,
I don't.
It comes in an orange
I
canister.
never shot Agfa.
And it says Agfa.
I didn't shoot
It's
it.
German. Agfa. That's Agfa.
No, I know everything else, but I didn't know the Agfa.
Oh, you never heard of Agfa?
I never heard of Agfa.
Well, they went out of business like 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
They used to make really cool paper. Agfa, they used to make paper for the Noritsus and all those different machines as well.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, they were colorful.
Because
But
when we used
Agfa had
Noritsus, we just used Kodak and Fuji.
Fuji Archival, but Agfa also produced paper at that time.
Okay.
And then they went out of business. They got bought up by somebody.
Gotcha. Now, the 22-ounce bottles, they cost $10 each from their online store, but they are pretty cool looking. I don't know if I would...
Why are you the biker
Get
guy?
them,
I'm a
but-
bicycle guy, so I'm going to get water bottles that look like camera
Well, I guess they're
canisters.
photographers and cyclists.
Next.
Is that what you call them? Kodak is jumping into the camera market by releasing a new smartphone under their own name. This is one of your favorite products at
Oh,
CES.
this was great. I got in an argument. Go ahead.
The camera brand
And
introduced...
he was foreign too.
He was foreign. British, I think, right?
No, I think he was Switzerland.
Okay. The camera brand introduced the first phone from the mobile lineup at CES. It's called the IM5, and it'll be released they'll be releasing much more throughout the year, including a 4G smartphone, a tablet, and a connected camera as well. The smartphones will be powered by Android and will capture, manage, and share photos. Now, spec-wise, it has a 5-inch HD screen, 5-megapixel front-facing camera for those selfies, and 13-megapixel camera on the back. Inside, there's a 1.7 gigahertz processor and storage of up to 32 gigs using a micro SD card. Now, we actually talked to them, like we just said, at CES, and they said the phone is geared toward the 55 and older demographic. Very simple layout since, that's the crowd
I
they're going
call
for.
it the double AARP.
It really is the double AARP camera.
A double AARP
or phone. Now, it's
I'm
extremely...
like, you guys should team up with double AARP if that's the demographic you're going for.
It's pretty much just like 9 buttons, giant buttons with giant text on the front of the phone.
What are you trying to say? Old people can't see?
Yeah. The phone
That's
will be available.
racist, Steven.
It'll be available in Europe the second quarter of this year, starting at $249.
Which is expensive. The guy kept trying to tell me
well,
that
especially if they're going for that demographic. That's a lot of money.
they have the jitterbug. Isn't that what it's called? Anybody seen the commercial for the jitterbug? So basically, it's a phone. It's a flip phone with some big ass numbers on it. And when you want to add somebody's name to it, you call the jitterbug line, and then they're like, you tell them what, and they add the person's name into the phone for you.
You have to call another line to get it added into your phone.
Yeah, but it's a big button. It's like the Sloman Shield. You hit
my
it,
God.
and then they add it. Is it my turn to talk about this?
Yeah, I mean, there's no. Just one last thing. There's no word on when it'll be out in the U.S. or if they're even going to release it in the U.S. So right now, it's just Europe.
So from what
based.
we found out is that in Europe, Kodak still carries weight with the older people, quote unquote, 55 and up. I got in a big argument with them because they were all happy in the Kodak booth. And I'm like, why are you people happy? Because you suck.
A lot of employees, too.
Yeah,
I was surprised.
but the problem is somebody bought the name of Kodak. It's not really Kodak. And I said to them, if you're going to make a phone that doesn't have anything to really do with photography, you're doing a disservice to Kodak and the legacy. He's like, well, we're actually making, in a foreign accent, we're actually making this phone for old people. Not a quote, because he didn't say old people, but because he's like for your dad. I'm like, my dad has an iPhone. He's like, well, maybe he's tech savvy. I'm like, he's not tech savvy, but he loves his iPhone.
Well, same with my parents. I think my parents are like 57 now, and they both have iPhones. My mom didn't even have an email address until like 2 years ago, and now she's like one of the most tech-savvy persons that I know when it comes to like the iPhone and iPad.
She on Facebook?
She's on Facebook, yeah. And she also likes everything I put up.
Oh, that's my boy!
That's my boy!
Steven! Oh my God! Oh, there he is! That's him at the strip club! That's my boy!
Strip steak!
Strip steak! Please! Oh, I'll come and join you, Steven! Right on the couch.
It's funny, too, at CES. The smartphone, it mimics like the iPhone and the cases. Did you see the actual cases they have it in?
Nine.
The boxes? It looks just like the Apple iPhone box, except it's obviously yellow branded, Kodak branded.
All
So,
right, move on,
interesting
because
stuff.
I really got very upset with them.
Moving on, we have another new product from CES. Canon, they announced their new Kinect Station. It's called the Kinect Station CS100. The system is designed to store, view, and share all of your digital photos and videos. The wireless hub has 1 terabyte of internal storage with the option to add additional external hard drives for backup and restoring. Wi-Fi and NFC wireless technologies will let you import images and clips. Formats include JPEG, RAW, MP4, MOV, and AVC HD formats onto the device with a tap of a button. If you have a compatible digital camera, newer Canon cameras and camcorders feature a dedicated NFC button for this type of data transfer. I think they said there's only like 3 cameras out now that include that kind of button transfer. Now you'll be able to view your content instantly by connecting the station to a TV or monitor via HDMI cables and navigating with a Canon remote that comes with it. You can also access the hub via your smartphone, tablet, and computer's browser. Now, if you don't have a wireless compatible camera, you can simply insert SD or CF cards into the station or even connect it via USB. Also, if you have a wireless printer, it can connect and print instantly as well, and it'll be available this June starting at $300.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this thing.
Well, when they demoed it to us, it didn't work very well.
I get that because
And
it's a
probably
demo
like
unit.
a prototype.
Yeah, it's a prototype, but I get it. If you're somebody who has...
And it's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be.
Right. It looked like it's a little bigger than an Apple TV.
Yeah.
It was. I guess it's cool that you can touch it and it's going to transfer everything for you. So if somebody like a grandparent or an older person wants to transfer the stuff there, it's good. I don't know. I don't see too many people buying this.
Well, the other thing, remember in the commercial, which you guys can check out on the Photo News webpage, in the commercial, they have like the grandfather on the couch, like, oh, hey, I missed the...
That's so amazing, son.
I missed the recital. Can you show me pictures? And he goes and brings his DSLR and taps it, and all of a sudden this pictures show up. And I asked the girl, I'm like, are there compatible DSLRs for that kind of software or whatever? And she's like, no. She's like, I don't know why they did that. They don't even have DSLRs that do that.
And I'll say it in German. What? 9?
9? For everything. But yeah, so they kind of screwed that part up.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
And for $300, like you think they would try and compete with Apple TV.
But it has a 1 terabyte hard drive in it.
That is true.
That's the difference. I forgot to say that I'm on Snapchat.
Oh, yes.
I've been Snapchatting people. Go to Snapchat and look for Frono's photo. Has anybody here gone onto my Snapchat? Like one person? 2 people? Does anybody Snapchat here? 3 people? It's kind of weird. I don't know.
I think you like it.
It takes some time. Like, I wanted to do it at the show.
You got used to it really fast.
I do. Well, I'm so tech savvy.
And we met
man.
with our buddy Greg, who works for Snapchat.
Wax.
Yep.
My buddy Greg.
And he kind of showed us some tricks.
He did.
And gave us some tips.
He did. He
on
gave
what
us
to
some
do.
tricks and tips. Mm-hmm. Okay, news.
Next up, we have Fuji. They announced a new lens at CES, a 16 to 55 f2.8 lens. The official name, the XF 16 to 55 millimeter f2.8 RLMWR, is the equivalent of a 24 to 84 millimeter in full frame terms, and has a constant 2.8 aperture across the zoom range. The autofocus speed is rated to be 0.06 seconds with a whisper quiet focusing system. Dustproof, weather resistant. It was designed specifically for photojournalists in mind, with 14 sealing points. Minimum focusing distance is less than a foot too, which is great, and it'll be available next month and will cost $1,200, which is pretty steep for a Fuji lens in my opinion.
Wow.
And we wanted to see this at CES, but
Well, their
Fuji was
booth
like
was hiding.
completely in another building by itself. It was really weird. It
All
wasn't.
by myself. I don't want to be all by myself anymore. Because I don't want to be alone. Crying at your door anymore. All by myself.
How much worse does it sound live, guys? Yeah, all right.
Steven, don't tell him the secret that we use Autotune.
I throw it in every now and then.
Autotune, like, hey, my name T Money T Pain. Autotune me right here.
I'll remember to auto-tune you. Then.
Remember to Autotune, Steven. Sutter!
Where you at?
He's not here. Take
There's no
some,
notes
take
this
some
week.
notes.
Another announcement
I
this
heard he
week.
shaved his head again.
Did he?
He's going to look weird.
He grows hair so fast, though.
He's so weird.
He's got a sweet stash, though.
So
Mustache.
weird.
Anyway, another announcement this week. Nikon's new D5500, their first camera with a touchscreen. Spec-wise, it's basically a refined D5300 with a very angled touchscreen. Now, the touchscreen lets you touch to focus, offers a touchscreen shutter, and much more. Ooh. The function touch also lets you access camera settings directly from the screen, like ISO, aperture, AF points, etc. Diving more into specs, it sports the same sensor as a D5300 with no OLPF, and ISO ranging from 100 to 25,600 natively.
Yeah.
One of the best, or one of the other big pitches is that it's the smallest and lightest DSLR they ever made. This thing is tiny.
When I picked it up and they handed it to me, I was like, is there a battery
It's
in
like
here?
a toy.
It's like a
Literally,
toy.
like D3300, I thought that camera literally feels like a fake plastic, like Fisher Price
This
toy.
is smaller than that.
And I know, it's crazy. It also has built-in Wi-Fi. It shoots 5 frames per second, 39 autofocus points with 9 cross-type sensors, and it'll be available next month in black or red, and will cost $900 for the body only.
I used the touchscreen. I was surprised. It actually wasn't like the crappy old ones that were the
Like
ones
you
that would
literally had to like force touch it.
force touch, like
Yeah.
the old Tom-Toms.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of Tom-Toms, anybody here have a Tom-Tom?
I have a Garmin.
Anybody here have a GPS unit? Who? So I went ahead and bought a new. Like I've been using a TomTom. I bought my dad a TomTom for Father's Day a couple years ago, and then I needed a new one. I was at Adams in Connecticut, and I was like, I'm just gonna have it shipped to his place. So I ordered the new TomTom 600S. It's a 6-inch screen, or 60S, and then I get it out of the box. I'm all excited. I'm like, I can't figure out how to type in a destination. They changed the UI so bad that I couldn't figure anything out.
Yeah, they need to just keep it simple, and they definitely made it much worse.
So I returned it, and I ordered the one that I bought my dad because it's the older interface. It just made sense. You can once I figured out where to type, I wanted to see what roads it was taking me on. It doesn't list for you where you're going. That's bullshit. Screw you, TomTom. I'm going home.
We actually tried to go to their booth at CES, but we found out later that it was
just a meeting room.
just a meeting room, yeah.
And I almost walked in there and was like, you people. And by you people, I mean TomTom.
Nikon also unveiled 2 new lenses, the 55 to 200, 4.5 to 5.62.
They issued a correction
What's
to
the
that
correction?
that I didn't tell you.
Oh, thanks for
It's
telling
a
me.
4. It's an F4
To 5.6.
to 5.6. Yeah, they wanted us to update it. So
Isn't it in the press release, though?
they fucked up.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't Jeff. It was the other guy named Matt. Yeah, you.
Bad job, Matt.
Now, hopefully dinner tonight's good. Because if it's not, it's on you. I mean, it is on them anyway.
It is anyway. They also announced the 300mm f4. The 300 is the world's lightest 300mm full-frame prime lens. Compared to the previous version, the new lens is 1.5 pounds lighter and 30% shorter. It's pretty much the same size as their 24 to 70.
Yeah.
It also uses phase Fresnel.
Fresnel.
Optical technology to reduce chromatic aberration along with size and
Well, do you
weight.
know how phase Fresnel works?
I have no idea how it
So
works.
they called Pharrell Williams. And they're like, Pharrell, we need the help. We need your help, man, because you wear that awesome hat and everybody's so happy all the time. And we need you to come up with this new technology for lenses. So Pharrell was like, okay, guys, I'll make something for you right now. And he whipped some glass and, well, some sand and then silica and then whatever else with heat makes glass. All right? And then what happens is he's like, I'm going to call it Phase Fresnel. And it's much lighter and more optically better than anything you've ever seen before. And that's why I'm Pharrell Williams. And I just made you happy.
Do you know really, though, why it's called that? Because I'm curious.
Well, it's similar to what Canon has with the DO optics.
Okay.
It's just a different type of optic that allows them to shrink everything and make it smaller and lighter, but still have optical quality.
The built-in VR provides 4.5 stops of stabilization, which is great, and it also includes a VR sport setting.
Yeah, that's new.
That is new, yeah.
I like that.
It's supposed to help when you're panning. The 55 to 200 offers 3 stops of stabilization. Not much more to say about that one, really. Price-wise, it'll cost you $2,000 for the 300mm and $350 for the 55 to 200.
No.
What?
Well, see, somebody messed something up because they told me it was $149.
Not what I saw.
Where'd you see it?
The press release.
See, then they told me the wrong thing on the phone.
Well, then they completely screwed up the press release and the phone call and everything else they told us about all this stuff.
Okay, keep going.
I'll put it on the screen, whatever the right thing is. Let's just do that.
Yeah.
They'll both be available next month as well if you're looking into them. Moving forward, we have our buddy Von Wong. He put together another tremendous photo shoot.
Yeah, don't call it epic.
This time being at the Admont Abbey in Austria, one of the oldest monasteries and libraries
close to Germany?
in the world. I believe so, isn't it? He was given the opportunity to pull off the very first photo shoot inside. He relates it to entering Disney's Beauty and the Beast library. This is your cue to sing.
Tale as old as time, Beauty and the Beast. Come on, what other songs are from there?
I think that's really the only one.
No.
No. Be our guest. Be our guest.
Guest, everybody. Be our guest, be our guest. Something all the to the best. You are sucky because you're not singing. Everybody's not making up words, which you could just do. But be our guest. Gaston?
Gaston.
Gaston?
Or whatever his name was.
Gaston.
Yeah.
And I'm the guy with the
candle
The
thing?
candles.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what he says. I just made that up. Oh, I'm the beast. I'm so ugly, but I'm really a prince wrapped up in a hairy. I'm like a Wookiee, but I'm really good looking. Did he marry the princess?
I think so.
Is there a princess in Beauty? Well, there's a Beauty. It's been so long.
Yeah, it's they just made her castle, right?
That was Cinderella.
No, well, they have Cinderella's castle, but they have her castle now. Is it
No.
What's it called?
No.
Yeah, it's
No.
actually called Be Our Guest. I just went to Disney last week.
Yes, you did.
I did. It was really good.
Was it magically delicious?
It was magically delicious and extremely packed. You think CES was bad, man?
Well, of course it was packed. You went during Christmas break.
Worst time ever to go.
I don't know which one of your friends thought that was a good idea.
All of them.
And did you say that was stupid?
I didn't know it was that packed until we went.
You didn't. I told you it was going to be packed.
Well, that was after we booked everything.
I
What am
was
I going
like,
to do?
yeah.
Cancel everything?
No, you tell them. Well, common sense. Well, where are their parents?
What?
Where are your parents?
What do you mean where are
Did you be like? Were you like, Mom? Didn't you see on Facebook that I said I'm going to be going to Disney and you didn't say anything? Like it's a bad time to go.
I guess she didn't comment on that one post for once.
She should have.
She didn't like that one.
Terrible.
Now, Von Wong's team and him were given access after hours to pull off the shoot and did just that. As usual, along with all his shoots, you can check out a behind-the-scenes video on the website of the shoot, along with all the final images. He actually told us about this, I think, when we were in Photokina.
Yeah.
He didn't, well, he kind of told us about it. He said he had a secret project he was doing.
So secret.
So secret. And his
Super
entourage.
secret. And his entourage.
He had a big entourage.
He always does.
He's always walking around with like 10 people.
He always is.
Good man, though.
So did anybody see those pictures?
It's like this
In the
big
library.
It's like a fantasy type shoot. Really cool looking.
Just take a look at it and tell me what
Very
you
tremendous.
I wish the lines were straight. That's all I have to say. The photo is tremendous. The lighting and all of that is really cool, and the retouching is cool.
You mean the tiles at the
The
bottom?
tiles aren't straight, and then the lines are
It
just off.
It seemed like the perspective wasn't
It's off.
exactly in the center, but
I just want that to be better.
I don't think it's a deal breaker, but
Deal breaker.
not a deal breaker.
Deal breaker.
Not one, in my opinion.
All right, keep going.
All right.
It was a deal breaker.
Next up, Nikon, they officially acknowledged their D750 flare issue and say they're looking for a fix. A note was posted to the company's
What
website.
kind of fix? Because we are in Las Vegas.
A note was posted to the company's website titled, "To users of the Nikon D750 digital
You got to read
SLR
it like
camera."
you're a Japanese CEO.
No, I'm not doing that. I am not doing that.
You have to do it like Hiro Matsutsuki.
Here, you want to read it?
Is his name Hiro Matsutsuki?
I think so, isn't it?
No, I just made that up.
I don't know. The note reads,
Would that be racist?
Yes.
Would that offend people?
Stereotypes, man. Very stereotypical. The note reads,
Don't read it like a...
No, don't read it like that. We have received indications from some users that when photographing scenes in which a bright light source, such as the sun or high-intensity lighting, is at a certain position along the top border of the frame, flare with an unnatural shape may sometimes occur in images captured with the D750 SLR. We are currently looking into measures to address this issue. Further details will be announced as soon as they are determined. Now, Nikon Rumors reports that several owners of the D750 have already gotten in touch with their lawyers as well for a potential class action lawsuit
Fuck
against
you people.
Nikon.
Seriously, I have a D750 that had that flare thing, and I didn't even know it until a reader went through my pictures and was like, earmuffs, by the way, if anybody doesn't like curses. That's in the room.
I put that in, by the way, so you can get really
You
mad
did?
about it. I did.
You did?
I'm like, Jared will love this part.
Screw them. Seriously, I had this, and somebody's like, oh, it looks like your camera has it. So I went back through the 1,000 pictures that I had, and I looked at them, and I found the one that happened at the football game, and I noticed it when I was editing the first time, but I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, oh, okay, must have just been a weird flare. And then I looked at a concert that I took, and I found another one with it. It's not that big of a deal. And I made that video talking about it, and I didn't want to say, I didn't want to say many other cameras also have issues because that's a cop-out. I said that, yes, it has this thing, and it almost is never going to show up. It's going to be pretty darn rare, but we know that there's bigger issues with a lot of cameras that are out there. There are bigger issues to worry about. And class action lawsuits, screw you people. They're going to replace it. They're going to fix it. They're going to do whatever they need to do to make you happy, Pharrell Williams, and they're going to be fine.
Well, and no camera's perfect, you know? No matter what brand, what camera, what lens, nothing's perfect in this
Nothing
world.
is perfect.
Nothing.
Not even you.
Moving back to gear news announced this week at CES, Samsung, this is one of my favorite things again, they announced their new portable, 1 terabyte SSD drive that's the size of a business card. And
No,
weighs,
it's not.
That's what they say.
No, it's not a business card. Whose business card is this big?
It's not. It's about the size of a business card, I'd say.
Dude, a business card is the size of a business card.
Well, this is what they're saying it's like.
This was like this big. It was smaller. I had it in the palm of my hand, man.
It weighs nearly nothing.
What weighs more, guys? A pound of feathers or a pound of rocks?
Mind
Oh,
blown.
you guys.
So
you're
smart.
good.
So smart.
You're good.
It took us a while to figure that out.
What will land first in outer space? A feather or a hammer? Exactly.
Smartest man in the world right there.
Ding.
The new drive, it comes in 250, 501 terabyte options with blazing fast 450 megabyte a second read and write speeds via USB 3.0. It also has built-in 256-bit hardware encryption, allowing you to password protect all your files. It's shock resistant as well, so it's fairly rugged. Great option for the traveling photographer. We need to get pretty much a couple of these for on the
No,
go
we
for
don't.
Vegas or
Not
something
at
like
that
that.
price.
No? Well, here's the price. $179 for the 250 gig model and $600 for the 1 terabyte model.
Which isn't bad for a 1 terabyte solid state drive. It's like a jump drive, but it's a little bigger than the jump drive.
But I swear it weighs less than a regular flash
Well,
drive.
it does. We held on to a dummy one, but they said it's the exact same weight.
Yeah. And that'll be in the CES recap video that
It is.
should put up probably by the weekend or something.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
The Samsung booth was cool.
Yeah, very cool.
They had a vacuum.
I thought the Intel booth looked the coolest with like the blue lighting and
But
stuff.
they have nothing in the Intel
Well,
booth.
They didn't, but it was really just cool looking.
They had purple.
They did have purple, that one booth.
I like
and
purple.
pink. Now, Seagate offers some competition with what they're calling the world's thinnest external hard drive for on-the-go storage. It's called the Seagate 7. It's just 7 millimeters thick and measures 3 by 4.5 inches. Inside, it has a 5 millimeter drive enclosed with a 500 gigabyte capacity, and it uses USB 3.0 for transfers. It has a stainless steel design, which is both sleek and rugged. It'll be available later this month with a price tag of only $100, so that's not bad.
Well, that's because it's an
But it's
older. It's a hard disk.
drive. Yeah, it's spinning. Next up in hard drive news, G-Tech, they finally offer some competition to Lacey or Lassie in the rugged department with their new line of rugged hard drives that are shock and dust resistant, along with water resistant to a certain extent.
Oh, it floats in water.
The new drives feature a blue outer bumper shell, opposite of Lacey's classic orange look. They come in USB 3, SATA, and Thunderbolt connection options. The new cases and hard drives are called the EV RAW and ATC, which stands for all-terrain case.
It's called RAW?
It's RAW, capital R, lowercase a, capital W.
What? That's stupid. It's either all uppercase or nothing at all.
Now, the ATC case is the more advanced protection option. They'll be available later this month, starting at $79.95.
For what size?
Coming in 500 and 1 terabyte configurations.
How much is the 1 terabyte?
The 1 terabyte is, I don't have the price written, but it's more in like the $200 price range.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
That's not terrible.
Don't quote me on that, but it's around that.
Okay.
Yeah. And finally, Lacey announced the Rugged RAID, a new drive that does just that. It mirrors your data between 2 drives on the go. As all Lacey Rugged drives go, it's water, dust, and shock resistant, being able to be dropped 5 feet and still be okay.
What if it's 5 feet 1 inches?
You're screwed then. And it has, if you have 1 ton of pressure applied to it, without the data won't be lost, which is crazy.
How much pressure does an elephant put on something?
I have no idea.
Anybody? What it wants. Yeah. I don't know. 1 ton of pressure. I think I could crush that.
I think so too. Now, via USB 3 connection, it has transfer speeds of 240 megs a second. It has 2 terabyte hard drives inside that can either be used as RAID or striped for a 4 terabyte drive. And the new drive will be available starting in the second quarter of 2015 at a price tag of $450. And we got 2 more news stories. Young New, they announced that they will unveil cheaper clones of Nikon lenses this year. After releasing their perfect copy of the Canon f1.8 and 1.4 lens.
They made the 1.4 also?
They did. And they have a 35 f2 on the way. Now
What?
It left many photographers wondering if they'll start doing the same on the Nikon side. Now, no word on which Nikon lenses they plan to copy just yet, but most likely they'll follow the same plan as they did on the Canon side and start with the 50. But did you see the actual comparisons
I did.
between? Yeah, and it looks like it beat the Canon 50.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no,
Young New has really blown onto the scene pretty
they
hard.
have, yeah. I mean, their flashes are exactly like Canon's, except
Flashes and triggers.
Yeah.
And it's really kicked the ass of people that have been charging a lot.
Well, how is it legal? That's what I don't get.
Well, they don't directly. Well, I don't know.
That's what I don't understand. How is it legal?
I don't know.
You know?
I mean, it's
I-
probably different in one way, but who knows?
No idea.
Anything goes in China.
Yeah.
That is the rule.
And the last story of the week, a photographer revealed a photo series which captures the crazy lifestyle of being a parent. Photographer Danielle Gwenther's new series is called Best Case Scenario, and it attempts to showcase the chaotic lifestyle of being a parent to young children. Now, after showing up to shoot a family portrait with small kids, the shoot spiraled out of control with the kids running around everywhere, which gave her the idea for the new project. She shared one of the first images of her series online, and she began receiving requests from families who wanted their own chaotic portraits taken.
Was it good?
Yeah, really good. The series is fascinating. Now, great photographs, with some including like attempting to shop with kids, messy meals.
Oh, I saw that one
trying
with
to reach for your phone while the baby's sleeping, that kind of stuff. So she has a bunch of pictures up there, and they're pretty cool and funny.
And you can get all of the photo news at fronosphoto.com/RAWtalk-115, and that is where you find photo news for this episode. Don't forget to follow us on the YouTube, right?
YouTube.
Subscribe to us on the YouTube. We release these episodes every Monday, and also the audio goes up at the exact same time. So don't forget to subscribe either on iTunes or on the YouTube so that you can be notified. And while you're at it, go onto the Facebook too.
Yes, the Facebook.
Formerly the Facebook.
Drop the.
Just
Drop the the.
Drop the the.
Yeah.
Do you know what's cooler than a million?
A billion?
Billion.
A billion.
Is it Gear of the Week time?
It's Gear of the Week time.
Is it party time?
It's party time.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Wayne's World?
Party on.
Woo, 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 woo. Gear of the Week. All right. We had one thing set, but it's at home.
We're going to switch that for next week.
Yeah, because that one, I wanted to show that physically. So we've got something different.
Still something really cool.
This is the...
Oh, we don't have our big table like normal.
We don't. This is the Think Tank Urban Disguise 50 Classic. It's the special one with the leather in the front.
It's really sleek looking.
Because I switched to a 15-inch MacBook Pro, I'm going to move this because it's probably blocking my face. Hi. Because I switched to the 15th, I can no longer use the Urban Disguise 35.
Yeah.
Which I loved
Because that fits
bag.
a 13-inch?
Only a 13-inch. It won't fit, and the 40 only fits a 13, I believe, as well.
Gotcha.
This thing fits the 15, and it's a hell of a lot better than I expected it to be.
Yeah, and at first you were skeptical about it, and you're like, I love my 35, but...
Right, but the 50 has worked very well, and I'm very happy with it.
Yeah.
And if I need to use it as a shooting bag for gear for shooting out of, it's going to work very well.
It's comfortable, too.
It is comfortable on the back because
Yeah.
you had to wear it. It has
I wore it
backpack straps.
Yesterday for like only 10 minutes, but
Yeah.
it wasn't bad.
Not bad. So that, I like the Urban Disguise 50.
Yep.
The 35 is good if you have a 13-inch laptop. If you have a 15-inch, this thing is really awesome.
And
And
I do love the extra little leather piece on the front, too. It just makes it look a little more...
I could care
business
less
related.
about the leather,
Looks
man.
cool.
That is one less cow that needed to be killed.
All right, make me that guy.
I will. You go to Chick-fil-A.
Eat more chicken?
Eat more chicken. I mean, isn't that the saying?
That is the saying.
It's all right.
We did go to strip steak last night, though.
We did. But I like Chick-fil-A. Except you always want it on a Sunday.
Yep, that is very true.
And you can never have it on a Sunday. Because, you know how much
Sunday,
they're missing
Bloody
out?
Sunday.
Do you know what they're missing out on?
What?
Super Bowl Sunday. Do you know how many people would buy chicken on a Sunday for Super Bowl Sunday?
A lot.
All right. You guys have flying solo questions ready? Yeah. You do? All right. So we're going to get the mics ready, and we're going to end up passing it around. I'm going to turn it on right now. It is on.
You want to give me a little testy McTest or something?
Yeah, let me give you that. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Good?
Yep.
We're good. So what we're going to do is when you're talking into the mic, please hold it up. Oh, is that going to screw you up now that you have to switch mics when I did that?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Oh, okay. You just hold it up to your mouth. Don't eat it. You know, when I was a young kid, I used to see the... here's what happened. I was watching, like, whatever it was on TV, and it was the Jackson 5. So it's the 70s, and they had color ones of these. And I always thought, they must taste good because they're colorful. Like, you've got an orange one. It probably tastes like orange. Just like purple smells like, it smells like purple.
Oh, it smells like purple.
Yeah,
Yes.
it smells like purple. My favorite smell.
Yes.
So then I always thought they would be flavorful. So I once tried eating one of these.
Did it taste good?
Well, no, it tasted like foam. And then I once tried eating a hockey puck because I liked the smell of the rubber. All right, who's
Yummy.
up first? What's your name? Where are you from? And what's your question?
My name is Daniel Kaler. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. A question I have is, I got two of them if it's all right. The first one is about the Nikon D7100 has dead pixels.
Oh, I have an answer. Start a class action lawsuit. What do you mean dead pixels? On the actual sensor?
I guess I have a friend who has a 7100 and he's been professional photographer. That's what he uses as a backup, and he's been finding a lot of dead pixels in his pictures.
So call Nikon.
Yep.
And then send it back.
Right.
Seriously, that's why they have repair facilities. If there is something wrong, they will do something to make sure that they will fix it.
Now, this is in the final image, or is this like just on the back of the screen?
I think it's on the final image.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, because we
that's an
have,
issue.
I think the
We
center
have a
camera
dead
right
pixel
there,
on the
there's a dead
D600.
pixel.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
second question.
The second question is, the hard drive Drobo?
Drobo?
Yeah, Drobo.
Yeah.
They got the new ones coming out, the Sonologic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't talked to Drobo in
because-
like 2 years.
Yeah, because there's a lot of problems going on with Drobo. You're losing your information. They just die.
Yeah. I worry about that too.
I didn't know if CES had anything new coming out.
I didn't see a Drobo.
We didn't see Drobo. They might have been there. I didn't even think to search. We saw Synergy, which is similar, but they're
Synology.
Synology. That's it.
There's
Yeah,
Synology.
that's it.
Synology. Well, that's a different brand.
That's a different
Yeah.
brand.
company.
Right.
Oh, you said Drobo.
Yeah, Drobo is the one we're having problems with, but the
What do we
about
think about Synology?
Yeah, Synology.
So they're like, it's so hard to say because I used the Drobos for a while, and then people do have issues with them.
You still use
and I
them.
still use the Drobos. I'm looking to switch to some kind of non-NAS solution. NAS is network attached storage.
You want directly
I want to be able to
connected.
plug directly into my computer, so I'm not transferring wirelessly. Buffalo makes one that we're going to test out. Richie has it right now.
Yep.
Really, all you need is an enclosure and backup software. That's all that you're buying when you get a Drobo anyway. So I'm not beholden to any of those companies. So the Drobos, knock on some kind of wood in my forehead and all that good stuff, have been pretty darn good for me. But I've taken the proper precautions just in case they shit the bed.
Well, my issue,
Was that not a saying? None of you shit the bed, all right, that are sitting on my bed. That one is Steven's. That's mine.
Oh shit. But I've kind of had this issue right now where we just upgraded our Drobos with 5 4-terabyte drives, so 20 gigs worth of data, and I started upgrading, but the thing I did in the beginning was I initially set it to only 8 terabytes of data because I thought you had to only set it to what you had in there. So I had 4 2-terabyte drives. So 8 terabytes worth. I set it to 8 terabytes. Apparently you can't switch that back when you upgrade. So you have to reformat the entire thing pretty much if you want to start fresh. So I'm having that issue now. So I pretty much am going to offload everything and then format it and then re-upload everything, which is a pain in the ass.
The precautions that I recently took is I put in a new 4 terabyte into a separate external bay. I've got these that... we talked about it on Fro's favorite things.
I checked yours out, and you have it set to 16 terabytes total, so you should be fine.
Yeah, because that's probably how they had me set it up. But I wanted to take everything off of it onto another hard drive that I could take wherever I want. I want to send it to Amazon Glacier. I just want to have multiple backups.
Yep.
Does it sound like I'm lisping today?
No.
It feels like it. I have this thing on my tongue. I think it's from like...
Herpes?
It's not herpes. She didn't have herpes. At least she told me she didn't. No, it's just like one of
Vegas.
those... I think I get it from the pistachios for whatever reason. It's like a... What are they called? It's an ulcer
right?
thing.
Yeah.
And it's in the wrong place on the bottom of the tongue, so I keep like biting it.
Yeah.
And it just feels like I have a lisp.
I think you're good.
That's racism. All right, next question. Who's got it? I did? Well, what was it? Why don't you say your name anyway?
Levi Swan from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hi, Levi.
I was going to ask you about insurance, but you answered it already.
Wait, what?
About insuring your gear.
Insurance?
Yeah.
Or insurance?
Insurance.
All right, got it. I was just busting your balls.
That's okay.
All right, who else has a question? Raise your hand, pass it over. Yes, sir.
Howdy. I'm Robert. I'm also from here. So with the release of your new video guide and kind of where the industry is going, do you
Yes.
see yourself taking some more serious video gigs? And if so, do you prefer shooting one-man band like Todd or with a crew?
So this is interesting. The future obviously has changed. Well, that's the dumbest thing you could ever say. Oh, the future's obviously changing. No shit, it's the future. You don't know what it's going to bring. Unless it's the Langoliers.
The Langoliers?
Yeah, that was a TV show. It was a TV mini show that was a Stephen King book where the Langoliers, they would come and eat the past, and these people were on an airplane, they got stuck in the past and everything. Anyway, I digress. Video is big. We know it's big. I would love to produce videos. One-man band style, not as much fun, but when you have the ability to have a crew of people that, a great audio engineer, great lighting guys, great camera operators, it's so much easier to just let them do their thing, and then you can be the producer, and then at the end you have a really good editor like Todd, who really cuts the stuff together extremely well.
Kick ass.
I don't really think a one-man band thing is what I want to do because I get not lazy, but I just want to get it done with. But when I can dictate to other people what I really, really want, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna zing a zing zinga with a zing a zing. If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friend. Did she really just say that?
She did.
You gotta get with my friends?
It's been said.
Wait, so what she's saying is if you want to be my lover,
You got to pretty much have an orgy.
Steven, your grandmother's listening. Steven does not advocate orgies.
Nope.
Mrs. What's her last name?
My grandma or
Or what's her first name?
well, which one? I have
Your
two
grandma.
grandmas.
The one that's on Facebook.
Betty.
Hi, Steven. It's Grandma Betty. I heard that you liked orgies. Back in the 1940s, when I was a young whippersnapper, there was this one time where your grandfather and I digress.
Oh my god. I should have gave you a fake name.
Old people had orgies too.
All right, change the subject.
Did I answer your question, Robert?
Yeah, and adding on to that, would you have a preferred role on set? Like you mentioned producing.
Fluffer?
Fluffer? You want to be a fluffer?
The preferred role, I'd like to produce. But the craziest thing is I like to shoot because I think I have an eye for getting the angles that I want to get.
I think you like to be talent, if anything.
Well, yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
love that, but I also like producing other people.
Yeah.
But I like finding the right angles and all of that. And it's hard to shoot everything because I want to shoot stills, but I also want to shoot photos, but you can't do it all. And that's why you have to get good shooters who you can direct. And then you really need a good editor to save everything.
That's true.
Because in photography, you can edit the shit out of a photo, but you can't make a bad photo a good photo by editing. With video, you can seriously get
It's like
away with
complete
some
opposite, yeah.
unbelievable things. You could have the worst footage in the world, but somehow, some way, the video editor is going to be able to almost save it. Mm-hmm. And by the way, Robert has an original I Shoot Raw shirt.
Ooh.
It does not have a TM on it.
Nice.
It's one of the early ones.
Like first year?
One of the first ones, yeah.
Wow.
Because it didn't have a TM on it at the beginning. So, any other questions, you guys? Yeah, all the way in the back. Yep, pass it on over. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Troy from Las Vegas.
Hi, Troy.
Hi. I'm a big Metallica fan, and I follow them.
Metallica!
I see them all over the West Coast. This past July, I went and saw them in Rome, and it was a great concert, but the entire concert, their staff photographer followed the band. They were like 3 feet away from them. What's your opinion on that? You know, I know you've talked about shooting from the pit, but I mean, it was like the photographer was part of the band.
Watch you love someone. Yeah. Who was the photographer?
It was their staff photographer. He's the only one that's allowed to basically shoot for them.
I thought Randy Johnson
Well, Randy
shot for
Johnson is
Metallica.
friends with Lars.
Yeah.
He does some shows.
Or he did a couple,
I don't
yeah.
know if he. So my feeling. What was that? What was that? Oh yeah,
Randy.
we see a guy in the background raising his hand. He's like, "Oh, I'm like, what are you looking at? There's a wall." That's horrible. We talked with David Bergman last week or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 3 weeks. Wow.
Which was a really good interview, and he did all of Bon Jovi's stuff. And he stays out of the way, or he sets up remotes. You do not get on stage and get 3 feet away from the people. You just don't. You have to.
You're a fly on the wall.
Well, you're a fly on the wall. Even me on a stage. Yes, I'll wear a yellow shirt and I'll wear my.
And
I
you
have the
have
hair
afro.
up, but I stay around the peripheral.
The
Periphery.
Ah, yeah.
Around the outside. You know what I'm
Around
saying.
the outside?
Around the outside. What? What?
I was thinking that song.
What
Two
outside?
trailer park girls come around the outside. Right? The Eminem song. Am I totally butchering that? Like you do with every song?
And they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right. I
Completely
have
different
to
song.
charge.
But okay.
Girl, you know you want it. You want my milkshake, so bring it to the yard. Damn right. It's kind of similar to Trailer Park.
Very similar.
You know it's all about the glass.
Glass.
I couldn't rhyme it for like a photo song. The guy shouldn't be doing that. That's you got to stay out of the way. You can't be the focal point. You're not the show. And that's a hard thing for me to get through my head sometimes, but I'm not, in that situation, you're not the show. They're going to see you, but be in the pit, be off to the side, have remotes set up, So that's what I have to say.
And I had one other question.
Yeah.
When I got into sports photography, the guy I went into business with, one of the lenses he suggested I bought was the 7200. We're buying everything used. I found an 8200 push-pull that was like half the price.
Yeah, but it's also 15 years old, at least.
Right.
The push-pull isn't an ED, so it doesn't have the extra dispersion glass or whatever Nikon said. So that was the push-pull. After that, they came out with the two-touch, which was the first lens I ever bought, and that was in 1998. I found the receipt the other day. I wouldn't buy the push-pull one. It's just old. slower, and it's half the price. Yes, try to find a 70. Even buy the Sigma 70 to 200 2.8. Really, seriously, the Sigmas are fine. I'm waiting for Sigma to update it to the sports, the new one, or the art edition or whatever. But that is a way if you want to save a little bit of money. The Sigmas aren't bad at all. I think there's somebody behind you that has a question.
All right. John from Las Vegas.
Hi, John from Las Vegas.
And I watched the RAWtalk with David Bergman.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that one. But my question to you is, seeing as how you enjoy concert photography too, if you could have a dream, say, artist or band to follow, whether they're still existing or, artists dead or alive, if you could go back or even current.
Wanted, dead or alive.
What artist would you pick and why?
I mean, how would you not tour with like the Beatles or the Rolling Stones like Jim Marshall did, or Led Zeppelin
you
and
have
their
a
private
favorite?
jets? Do I have a favorite?
Yeah, no. If you could pick one, I mean, what would be your like?
Well, I don't know. I'd get bored. Seriously, I'd probably get bored really quick. Be like, up, enough of this.
It's pretty boring to shoot the Beatles.
Yeah, you're just a bit.
So
Hello,
boring.
I'm Ringo. I'm John. I'm Paul.
George.
George? Did I forget George?
Yeah.
How do you forget George? He had a really good song. Well, he had the Traveling Wilburys. They were good too. I have trouble picking one. I really do. I don't know who I would shoot. I'll take the Beatles.
Not a bad choice.
We have a question over there to your left.
My name's Al, and I'm here from Las Vegas as well. I actually had two questions. I have a little daughter. She's 5 years old. And
Let it go. Let it go. She's about to grow. Let it go.
What would you recommend? Would you recommend starting her on film or on digital?
I'll just throw a digital camera in her hand.
Just throw.
Yeah, why give her film when she can see it instantly and you can start to teach her more? The hardest thing with film is that you couldn't see your results. So I remember when I was starting out, they're like, you should write down your settings for every single picture so that you can then match it up to frame 1 through 36. And I'm like, I'm shooting sports. I'm not going to do that. So I was just a stubborn dick. I just never did that. Go pick up they sell, do you have a budget in mind? She's 5. That's going to be hard. This is going to be hard. I would just get some kind of point and shoot that she can hold on to and just take pictures. Throw it in auto, throw it in JPEG, and just shoot. It's just about not even the education part, just letting her cultivate her eye. That's what I would say to anybody starting out, is just give her something to go around and say, honey, do this. What do you do? Do what you push the button, see what it does. And then sit down with her and critique this stuff and just let her get used to shooting. That's really it. Just cultivate the eye. If you can train the eye and see what good composition is, you're going to set off. And then as she gets older, when she's 10, in 5 years, and then when she's 16, and then when she's 18, she's going to her prom, and then you're sending her to school, and then she goes to college, and then she gets married, and then you buy a Kodak phone because you're 55. I would just whatever you can get her that's probably no zoom lens, just a fixed focal length. Even if you find a D70 for like $100, I love that D70 for teaching. Just throw it in auto and just shoot.
Okay.
That's it.
And my second question, I just recently saw the Pro Photographer Cheap Challenge with Digital Rev with Laura Jade.
Yeah.
And
She's
my
cute.
question is, would you ever consider doing that?
I'd go on a date with Laura Jade. Yeah. Oh, doing that, you mean the cheap challenge?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've talked to Kai about it before. So when I go over there, I think they need to evolve the cheap camera challenge personally, because it's only so far that you can go. It's cool. Like, I would be more for like weird model challenge. Not for me because I don't like shooting models, but I would like something challenging. But I just think they're starting to go too far where, I don't know. Is it enjoyable? Do you guys enjoy watching them?
I do, because it shows the true
Hold it
artistic
closer.
talent of
Just hold it closer when you're talking to
It shows the true artistic talent of the photographer.
So I think what it comes down to is mostly the framing and composition.
Right.
Because there's only so much you can do with the toy camera that she was using. So that part, that's fine. Like, that's cool. It's cool to see what people go through to do it. It's the interactions and it's what they capture. I don't know what he would throw me. I don't know what kind of camera, and what situation. Would he put me into a rock club and shoot something? Because it has to be something that I would like to shoot. Now, don't say like go shoot landscapes or something, But I could make it work. I love that stuff. I love the challenge of making photos. I mean, you take something like the iPhone to do something with. I did that with the iPhone 4 back in the day. I went into the photo pit and got better photos than the people that were standing there, and I was editing them and tweaking them, and I was like, holy crap, because it was all about composition and timing. So no matter what you put into a photographer's hands, they should be able to make good images. So yeah, I'd definitely do it. Anybody else? Questions?
My name is Dave from Los Angeles.
What's up, Dave?
What's going on?
You drove from LA?
I did.
You're the one who did it.
I did. I left this morning at 8:30.
Wow.
We should give this guy a prize.
Yes.
Do you like ice?
I forgot we had them.
Because we have here the photo Fraser Fun
all with
ice
PHs.
cubes.
Nice.
This is for you, man. I just wanted to give it away because I didn't want it at my house anymore.
It's been sitting there for like a month.
What is, in your opinion, the strongest sector of photography? Still photography.
For making money?
Yes.
You can't beat weddings. You can't beat them. In what other situation is somebody going to overpay you to shoot something and give you $5,000? Where in a normal situation, if you had to shoot a portrait or a family session, you're squeezing out $1,000. I think weddings, if you enjoy them, is an unbelievable way to generate revenue. If you're in a right price range and you can get the jobs, I think weddings are solid like that.
One more question. Clearly, you've arrived. So, what is your next hurdle in your career?
Arrived where?
Well, to where you're at.
In Las Vegas?
From where you started, from where most of us have watched you, to where you are now.
Yeah. Can you repeat the question?
What is the next hurdle in your career?
The next hurdle. It's continuing on. I don't think I've ever had a job for this long, consistently. This is about 5 years. The site's started June 1st, 2010, and I started the planning of it maybe 3 or 4 months prior, maybe 3 months prior, to make sure the blog was built and all of that stuff, and just with the ideas to get out there and do it. The next hurdle is just maybe slowing down. The hurdle is we're bringing Todd Wolf in. Todd's going to be helping with producing certain shoots. We did 40 videos from my bookshelf already. We did them in one day, but Todd came in and helped with the lighting, the angles, the idea, the things to take it to the next level. And Todd then, and editing is part of that. We have a secondary editor that frees Steven up so that we can go shoot certain things. So it's really just producing, getting into the mold of producing things better, because I'm just like, Steven will come in on a Monday and be like, so what do you want to shoot? And I'd come up with some ideas and we go do it. Which isn't always the best, but it works out very well. But we want to take a little more time to get it better 5-minute portraits, build up enough content so that we can focus on the content that I like doing. The 5-minute portraits are really fun to do, and interviews and things like that, and let us travel and do more stuff. But the hurdle is slowing that down, but getting the information laid out so that we can go do it and make it work just better. So again, it's making bigger and better content, and I think we've reached that in the last 5 months with Steven, getting better editing, turning stuff around much quicker, and just now with Todd and other video guides going into production, because we're going to start with 2 for this year instead of 1, and that helps having Todd there to get the outline ready, because it organizes us and it makes us better. Does that answer that? All right, what else?
I'm Ryan from Vegas.
Talk into the mic?
Sorry,
That's
not
all
Ryan. And I was just wondering, you mentioned Britney Spears earlier. Are you going to go see her in Vegas?
Hell no. She is horrible. Like, would anybody go see her? She can't sing.
No, I heard she was lip singing, actually.
Right, because she's terrible. Seriously, they'll give anybody a job. And like, I wanted to go see Carrot Top. That's awesome. Is he good? Yeah, he's good. Awesome. I would like to go see Carrot Strip. Carrot Top. You got a Britney song? Do I have a Britney song? Yeah, we'd like to hear it. Which one? Throw one out. You got Oops, I Did It Again. You've got Isn't It One Lovely?
Toxic.
Toxic? You can't sing Toxic, and neither could she. Because that was all auto-tuned. I just remember seeing this, like I was like in high school, 16 years old, and you see this girl singing in this video, and she's just like, "Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart." What's next?
Got lost in the game.
Oh, shit! Oh, we have a Britney fan over there. Ooh, baby, baby.
I don't know that.
Ooh, I think I'm in love. Is this some kind of glove? No, it's not a glove. I could do it. I would do it. I'd be up there and I'd be singing and then I'd come up with some songs. Like, oh, is Barry Manilow still around? Oh, with his walker, came from the Peanut Gallery. I like Barry Manilow songs, though. What does he sing again?
I don't even remember.
What? Oh, Mandy. That's the Cartman version. Mandy, you came to my window without asking. And Mandy actually stands for Andy.
Cartman, bruh.
We'll let that one go. Question.
Yes, Jared, just a question referring to 4K video cameras becoming more readily available, more affordable. Do you think it's time to start jumping into that market, interest in video shooting, or still can do amazing things with the 1080p cameras?
Oh, well, you can definitely do amazing things with 1080p. Right now with 4K, nobody has the TVs, even though they're very inexpensive. Nobody's broadcasting anything in 4K. There's nothing wrong with shooting it in 4K because then you can see word in a little bit. You can crop in. And that's what Todd talks about all the time.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of people are he talked about that fake zoom the other day because
push.
the digital push, because you have 6K cameras shooting that they can push in, and he can tell that it's fake, but it's still a way that they can do it. So the extra information that you have allows you to go ahead and do that cropping to create some things that you wouldn't be able to create otherwise. So that's where it's at. I don't know what you'll jump into. Maybe a 5D Mark IV will be 4K, or maybe they may not be. I
doubt that.
I
think they'll save their Cine lenses, their Cine cameras.
I think they're going to really start going into the Cine angle, because when we talked to Canon yesterday, they didn't tell us anything, but the code thing was, we want to focus on video. Oh, okay. So that means that they're going to put a big focus on video. 4K is coming, 6K, 8K, it's all there. Anybody that has a 4K in their freaking phone is a moron. Anybody have a 4K phone here? I don't mean you're a moron. I mean the people making it, thinking that it means something. It's just bad. Yeah, no need to jump on it yet. Just be prepared. That's it.
Last quick question.
Yeah.
Last question was, with all these new mirrorless cameras coming out, is that pretty much what we're going to start seeing across the board, you think, with Canon and Nikon, or is it just Sony for now?
Well, Sony, Olympus, there's a lot of, I guess Samsung also makes cameras. I'm going to start to try and learn some of these mirrorless cameras. You know, you have your Fujis and everything. There's pros and there's cons to both. We played with the Sony a7 II in the booth yesterday. I like the viewfinder. I like what it offers you, but the lenses aren't there for me just yet. The lenses are more expensive on the Sony side. I mean, the sensors are fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just the form factor. It still doesn't feel like a camera to me carrying around. And I know that some people that I've talked to have said that they want to switch because it's lighter and they can fit more of them in their bag and travel the world. Now, the 5-axis thing is probably awesome for stabilization. You can't beat that. But when you say that it's smaller, the lenses are still big. To have pro lenses, it just feels weirder in the hand to have this big-ass 70-200 and this little-ass thing on the back. So there's still a trade-off. I think you're going to find a happy median at some point. You may get rid of mirrors totally, which allow you to shoot a hell of a lot faster because a mirror doesn't have to slap anymore. You're going to see Nikon and Canon moving into toying with it. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes. I'm going to start educating myself more on them, especially the Sony side. Everybody wants to see more Sony. I have no problem doing it, so I'll probably either borrow it from Borrow Lenses or go out and buy some stuff just so that we can make videos about that.
Fro, I got one more question for you. What do you think about the drone photography and videography? FAA's haven't put out no rules yet, but a lot of people still videoing weddings and landscapes and stuff like that, and that's something I want to get into also. I got the new GoPro, and I figure I want to try that out. And we finally just able to go out here to the state park and flew our drones out there just one time. So what are your thoughts about that?
Well, obviously the rules need to be clearer. I think they need to have some kind of license that you have to pick up just so that you can register yourself as a sex offender. Not as a sex offender, but just register yourself as a drone operator that is commercial, and you're getting a commercial license, but it shouldn't be thousands and thousands of dollars. You should register because you should be able to carry it, because they should have an online test or some kind. Maybe, well, they can't because it's a government organization. They can't really go around and give people tests and stuff, but you should go online and pass some of these bullshit tests that they have. Then you get your card in the mail, you pay them your bullshit money, and then you can go ahead and make money from it. I think they have to do something like that. There need to be rules because there's too many issues with people flying these things and people getting hurt.
Yeah,
you just have to be smart about it. If you're doing it commercial, you need to be smart. You don't fly it over people's heads at a concert. You don't, even though I've seen people doing it, especially inside. So it's really cool. It's going to be a very saturated market, especially if GoPro decides. See, GoPro, if they want to put out a drone thing, they're going to really need to lobby hard they're going to have to get lobbyists.
And there's rumors about that too.
Right, but they're going to need lobbyists in Washington to start doing laws and stuff.
Yeah.
So
because it's like when you get to state park, they want us to pay a fee now. Soon going to be coming up that any photographers taking any pictures at Yellowstone and stuff like that, you have to pay.
Well, that's if it's for commercial use.
I don't know if they said it's commercial. I thought it was all photographers.
No, anytime they say all, we've researched it. A lot of it is for commercial use only. But even though the park's in Philly, if you want it, well, that's commercial use. I'm thinking, I'm like, you guys know what's in my head. I was like, no, Jared, that's commercial use. Well, what are you really thinking? No, if you go and shoot a wedding at a park, they want their money because it's for commercial use. What they don't want is like a million people showing up on a Saturday. They want to have some control of who's actually going over there to work. Thank you. Any other questions for flying solo? How much time's on these clocks? 3 minutes. How far are we into this?
Hour 15 about.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. What else do I have on my list?
I don't know. Didn't you have some questions in
general?
general?
I have flying solo questions from people at home, but do I really want to read them? No, I don't want to read them. I like taking them from here. No other questions while we're at it. You guys enjoying this? Is it hot in here yet?
It's so hot in here.
Can we we'll pass it back over there. It is hot in here.
Very. We don't have a wheel.
About the Wheel of Fro, we're going to spin it twice next week. I don't want to travel with that damn thing.
It's pretty heavy.
Well, we have two of them. We have the small one, we have the big one. I don't want to travel with it.
Unless it's local.
Well, we can get the virtual one on the iPad. We may start doing that. But that's kind of cheesy. I liked when we spun it at home and filmed it and then brought it in, but we did have a TV for that. We could probably plug into... who makes that TV over there? Philips. That's a piece of shit. At least it's not Shang Wang? What was it?
Changhong.
Changhong? That's new...
I don't know if you guys were... Yeah.
Has anybody seen a Changhong?
Giant booth at the South Hall or something like that?
Yeah, they were in the big Central Hall or something. Yeah, that's a big company that I've started to see being brought in from China.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of those companies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get the microphone? Oh, pass the mic. Don't drop it, though. Passing the microphone. Go ahead.
So I just recently read that they're thinking about, that they're planning on putting RAW in mobile phones now, and I just wanted to know what your thoughts were on that.
That's cool. It's just cameras are going to continue to get better in the mobile devices. They might as well give you the ability to shoot RAW and do whatever you want with it. I have no problem with people shooting RAW on phones. I have no problem with people shooting pictures on phones. Just iPads, really. We saw people at CES walking around with tripods, with a freaking iPad, with an LED above it, and with a microphone plugged into it. It's like, oh, and then there's that guy back there doing that right now. Party foul! So that's just... I don't know. That's cool. It's cool that they're letting them do that. It's going to happen on Android first, and then you're going to get iPhone at some point, probably letting people do it. It would be nice if it was DNG, and then you could just work with Adobe, but you probably won't have that happen. Cool? You hot? Why are you hot? A lot of people in here. All right. There are a lot of people in here, and not one orgy was had. This was not... did anybody see me tape that to the wall and
Gaff
you
tape.
mean gaffer tape? It's gaffer tape. Yeah, gaff tape. It should come off the wall without a problem.
Well, hopefully it doesn't rip the paint off.
So, you guys enjoy this? Yeah. This was fun? Yes. Did you like the super secret location?
13th
floor.
13th floor, too, 13th floor.
I didn't even think about it until the security guard. She's nasty, by the way. She's told she would handcuff you to the bed. And she'd be like, "Who's your daddy, number 13?" She's like, "My favorite number's 13." She's like, "I've got this mace." She's like, "Oh, pepper spray." She's like, "Open up." We should go say hi to her if she's still there.
Let's do it.
Well, we need to wrap up.
We do.
You should always wrap it up.
Always.
Especially in Vegas. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening at home and watching. Thank all of you guys for coming out here.
Yes, thank you,
Why don't
guys.
we give a nice round of applause for you guys for sweating here in the room where we had this RAWtalk. We hope to take mobile RAWtalk around the world this year. Squarespace is playing a part in that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know it yet, but they will be. Hopefully. But anyway, we love Squarespace. We love our Rode microphones. We actually take these on the roads with us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, snap. Oh, did you hear that?
I heard
didn't
that.
say that on purpose. It just happened that way. I blame the lisp. All right, so that is the first episode of RAWtalk for 2015, which so happened to be number 115. Don't forget to follow me on Snapchat because I'm there. I'll probably never snap a picture. What I said that you have to be careful that you don't snap a picture of your Randy Johnson. You don't want to do that.
Yes.
That could be bad because it will disappear in 24 hours, but people will probably take screen grabs of it.
If you add it to your story.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so I'm new at this Snapchat
You can
thing.
still privately send it.
I don't want to do that.
But
that's risky.
You risk that.
That's risky because then you could be like Haley Williams and accidentally tweet your boobs.
Mm-hmm.
Which has a place on my phone.
She's getting married now.
No,
she just got engaged.
It doesn't matter. She'll be marrying Chad Kroger somewhere down the line.
It's the other Chad she's marrying.
Screw that guy.
Chad Gilbert.
Screw that guy. All right. Follow us on the YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, wherever liquors are sold. I couldn't come up with something there. We're going to call that a day. Thank you, guys. This is Las Vegas. It was a mobile RAWtalk that was a secret location for people that messaged me, and then I messaged them back because we didn't know where we were going to have it. So we did it in the hotel room. We have 20-some people in here. Security did not knock on the door. We did not get in trouble, and that is it. Jared Polin, Fronos. I want to change that up. I want everybody to do my outro. Can we do that? Yeah. I will do the Jared Polin. And then you know how the rest goes. All right? Jared Polin, FronosPhoto.com. See ya. You guys forgot to see ya.